Welcome to Becoming a Writer podcast, a space where we write freely, write fearlessly, and write forever. I am Rubina Gauri Gomes, and as your writer friend, I want to give you the love, support, and encouragement to realize, become, and stay a writer for life. If that is what you need in your current writing phase, please give this podcast a follow. I would also request that you leave a review so that other fellow writers can find this podcast as well. You can also send me your suggestions and questions through the form in the description and help us grow together. You can find more about our conversation and your free Writer's Mental Toolbox PDF at rubinagomes.substack.com. Now please grab a cup of your favorite drink and let's have a quick chat. Hello my writer friends, Rubina here. For our 30-second conversation, we are going to talk about why you don't need more writing advice. You need more writing action. But before we do that, I need to tell you that I'm taking the whole month of December a break. I will be stuck in cake flour and Christmas sprinkles up to my nose, so I won't be able to come here to chat with you. But don't worry, I will be back on 11th Jan 2025. Now, back to our conversation. I love self-help books, videos and articles. They have helped me survive and climb out of my depression and helped me find answers to the mystery called life. Even in the case of learning about how to become a writer, books on writing helped me find my writer self. I didn't have anybody around me to ask for advice, and they came to my rescue. This is one of the biggest advantages of our times. Ready and almost free access to advice. But this can quickly turn into a nightmare with us getting sucked into the advice black hole. One article leads to another article, one book leads to another book, one video leads to another video, and yes, one course leads to another course. We get so busy going from one resource to another that we forget the real purpose of them all. The reason why there are these articles, books, videos, and courses, the only real purpose for their existence is to make you get your butt out of the chair and into action. No matter how many of these self-help personal development materials you ingest, they will only help you if you put those ideas and yourself into action. That is how I wasted the first 2 years of my writing life. As a newbie writer, I read hundreds of blog posts and articles on how to write a mystery novel. While reading those, I realized I needed to read about character development, plot structure, theme, outlining, editing, etc. From one article to another, from one video to another, the more I read how-to articles about writing, the more I realized how much I sucked at it. How much I didn't know. I went so deep into the writing advice black hole that I couldn't find my way out. I didn't know where to start. That made me doubt myself. Fear of failure came hand in hand too. Before you know it, I didn't write anything because I knew what I'd write would be crap. It wasn't until I finally understood that the best way to learn something was by doing the work. We can learn all the theories about writing, but it is only when we put it into practice that we find the writing process that works specifically for us. If I hadn't started writing, I wouldn't have learnt that I'm a pantser. If I hadn't started writing, I wouldn't have learnt that my writing battery works for about 2 to 3 hours per day. And most importantly, if I hadn't started writing, I wouldn't have known that I could write. Don't wait to know everything to get started. Don't wait for the right time or the right motivation. Don't wait for someone to give you the permission to write. There is no end to this waiting. It is okay to look for advice. It is a good idea to know where to start and how to go about it. It is a good idea to learn how your idol did it. It is a good idea to hire someone to help you. But once you know what you need to do for your next step, get to work. It is only through action that you can see those pieces of advice come to life. Only then will you know which of them works for you or not. As you do that, you learn and make changes, and slowly but surely you'll make some progress. Look back at this year and see for yourself how much your getting advice to taking action ratio is. Ideally, at least 70% of your time should be spent taking action on your writing project. Even 50-50 is not good. As this year is coming to a close, promise yourself that you will take action on your writing dreams instead of just gathering advice on how to go about it. Create a plan and a schedule to figure out how to pull it off. If you stick with it for at least 3 months, motivated and inspired or not, I promise you will find your writer self. Once you find that part of yourself, you won't need to push yourself to write. It will become as easy as breathing. What are your thoughts on this? How do you suggest we writers take more action than advice? Feel free to share your thoughts and tips in the comment section on Substack and YouTube. Well, that's it for today. Next time we meet, that is on 11th Jan 2025, we'll talk about the steps you need to take to make sure you actually write and finish the first draft of your book in the new year. Until then, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and keep writing, my friend. Thank you for catching up with me today. I hope you found some inspiration to help you write freely, write fearlessly, and write forever. If you enjoyed this episode, please follow my podcast and leave a review. You can also send me your suggestions and questions to the form in the description and help us grow together. You can find more about our conversations and your free Writer's Mental Toolbox PDF at rubinagomes.substack.com. With that, I'll see you later.